Pre-video, Robbo's done a Snapchat and seemingly dusted himself down. This is the Anfield Wrapped lunchtime video. Hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are in the world. We're going to basically plough through the Klopp interview, and we're going to talk about the fact that yesterday you were at SoccerEx. We'll do the Klopp interview first, because I haven't seen it yet. I've seen the quotes, I've read the stuff, it was all coming through. I was recording a rider last night whilst it was happening live, and I saw it all come back and how impressive he was. And the fact that, I like the Cy Hughes line, because it's the one I actually agree with. I've not seen this, but having read stuff and also obviously spoken to him myself and all that sort of thing, but also other interviews, is that he feels like he's being very open, he's telling you loads, whereas really he's not telling you that much. No. He's not telling you anything that you can't just see, if you know what
exactly, I mean. Yeah, I mean that's one of the things, isn't it, that I think if there's concerns out there, and I've found some, because there always is. I mean, for instance, Ronnie Whelan had a bit of a pop saying, why is he doing it? You wouldn't see other managers doing it and all this sort of thing. That he doesn't give anything away. He talks football, and he talks football really well. He talks football in a fairly simple way, but in a way where he's offering insight. But yeah, I mean, any potential opponent or anything like that, they're not finding anything out. I mean, does it really matter in hindsight what Klavan should have done on a corner, or what Wijnaldum should have done, or whatever? Because that's what he'd be going over in training. Yeah. They won't do it again.
Or if they do, then Sam. But you know what I mean. There's the idea that they won't. But also, it's the thing that struck me as well is, yes, Swansea probably got 10 video data analysts.
Exactly.
And they're not going to be going, hey, I tell you what, I reckon, I wasn't sure, but now that I've seen Jürgen Klopp the other night, I reckon Liverpool are going to play 4-3-3. They're going to have tons of movement up front. They're going to work dead hard in midfield, and they're going to try and push up. There's no, you know what I mean. That's literally what we've done in every single game. Yeah. And so there's not the idea that there's some sort of huge surprise around the corner. No. I could probably write you a pretty solid scouting report on the Reds, and I'm no football professional. I'm football professionals, people who work in the business, who understand the game on levels I can't even comprehend. I've got videos from 8 different angles to look at. Yeah. The idea that he goes on Monday Night Football and has a nice chat is not going to move anything along.
They've also all got really detailed data on every game as well. I mean, we see a little bit of it as fans through Opta Joe and on the Premier League site now, but there's another level of data that's out there that you have to be a football professional to access, and us mere mortals aren't allowed. So yeah, I mean the level of analysis that goes on behind the scenes means there's literally no problem in Klopp doing that kind of show. What I think, we were talking about it on last night's Back Page podcast, which is already out there.
Out now, Tall Player.
And one of the things I was saying on there was I almost think he's done a lot of media lately, Klopp. It's not just this. He obviously did the sit down with us in the summer. He's done the Daily Mail 442. He's done something in Germany. So he's done the Gary Lineker show. So he's done a load of it. And there's got to be strategy behind this, and I've been racking my brains as to what it is. One of the things I think it could be is simply that he's good at it, and it provides feel good when you see your manager on the telly being funny, being great. Both fans and players will see that and think, he's great, isn't he?
Yeah.
But also as well, I almost think it's, and maybe I'm going too much into it here, but I almost think other fans, rival fans and rival players will be watching it as well, going, our manager was like Klopp. And that's almost getting in their heads in a little way, you know what I mean?
And also it puts focus on the football that Liverpool are playing, and the idea of, and he said he's interested in points, not statements. I bet he's a bit interested in statements.
Yeah.
Because what he wants is a fear factor. He wants sides like Hull turning up to Anfield when we get into October. He wants West Brom turning up, quaking in the boots.
Well, he was keen to talk about that as well, which I thought was quite interesting. He was saying, people said the last thing that this side needed to do was blow away a side that come and sit deep, that and he said, and we've done that now. So what, and then he's sort of saying there's other questions around the side still to answer. We're not the finished product, or that sort of thing. But it was interesting that he got that in to say, well, we've done that. What else do you want us to do? We're good. Yeah. We're a good side.
And I think that's part of why he's doing the media. I think it's interesting that he's clear. I mean, there'll have been, he's box office. So there'll have been loads and loads of people asking for ages, can we get some time with Jürgen? Can we get some time with Jürgen? And what I think's happened is that I think last season, whilst that season was ongoing, and we weren't playing, we were doing all right, but we weren't playing brilliant stuff, he's clearly said no. And then this season, and I think one of the things is, it's just that, well, it's easier to do that sort of interview stuff if it's all going well. If we get beat by Hull at the weekend, he doesn't do Monday Night Football. You know, he doesn't even, you know, that they might have been mooting it last Thursday, Friday with him, but then, you know, they ring him on Saturday evening and he's going, "Are you kidding?"
Yeah, absolutely not.
I'd look like an absolute wally to go and turn up and do that now. Whereas you win 5-1, you feel comfortable, you do the Gary Lineker thing, pre-season's going well, you come and he's kind enough to come and spend a little bit of, just a tiny bit of time with us, but that's because generally speaking, he feels he's got good news to impart. Yeah. You know, he's not turning up there going, "Tell you what, lads, pre-season's been a disaster." These clowns, you know, he's turning up saying...
And also as well, I mean, people have... I mean, Ronnie Whelan, for instance, in that column that he wrote in one of the Irish newspapers, compared the situation to with Brendan Rodgers and about how almost him doing media ended up working against him. But it was like you say, it was a different situation with Rodgers. Rodgers ended up where he was doing the media to defend himself. He was doing the media to say, "Look how I've solved X problem and Y problem." He wasn't doing the media in the same place and the same time as Klopp is now, and I think that's the key difference. Here's Josh with Brews.
Live tea, ladies and gentlemen, live tea.
And look at this as well.
I've got a Red Touch Media mug.
I've got the brand new Anfield wrap mug, but you won't be able to get this one for a while.
Why not?
Because we had a couple of new designs done.
Oh yeah.
And we've decided not to go with this one yet on sale.
Has no one had to wear with Josh before he's brought them in?
He's just come in and blown the cover, but this is just like a promo that we've done. That's one of the ideas we've got kicking around. But behind the scenes right now, John Gibbons is preparing the next mug to go on eBay, the new design, which is a "When the Reds win, we all win" mug. It's what you asked for.
It's what you get. It's what you're going to get.
It's what you're going to get.
It's what you're going to get, whether you like it or not. But basically, what we want to do is own all podcasts and mugs by the end of the year. So you don't listen to any other podcasts apart from ours, and you don't drink out of anything that is an Anfield Wrap branded. That's the plan. Anyway, bring the in-laws round at Christmas. Give them all of their tea and coffee in the Anfield Wrap mug before you shift over into the Anfield Wrap glasses for Bucks Fizz. They're coming soon. Latest brand, they'll be pushing themselves along. Also, other things we've been doing. Robbo went to SoccerEx yesterday, and because he went to SoccerEx yesterday, he's basically come back and Snapchatted his life. So he's going to Snapchat a bit of this video in a second, just so we get ridiculously meta. You can pick any time you like. So he's going to Snapchat me doing the video to tell the people on Snapchat. So our Snapchat is the Anfield Wrap. So let's do this together. So this is us doing our daily video, which you can see on YouTube, on Facebook, and on our website. This is me Snapchatting the Anfield Wrap. Everyone happy?
Is the Anfield Wrap.
There we go. Let's play it back. I'll tell you what, it gets absolutely ridiculous. So you can follow us now on Snapchat. You can also like us and things like that on Facebook. And the more that you do that, that's obviously a good thing for us in terms of disseminating the word. I haven't spoken to you since last week, where we, for the first time, and it is for the first time, we got 100,000 listens to one particular podcast after we beat Chelsea. Huge thank you, to be honest with you, because the way we don't have sort of tons and tons of marketing budget or anything like that. We've got stuff that we do and stuff that you like and gets pushed along. And so for over 100,000 people to have listened to us sort of talking after that Chelsea 2-1, it was a massive deal for us, a big boost for everyone in the office. So thanks, sincerely thank you. And the more that you like what we do through the different social areas, the better the better it is for us. And we'd like to think that, lots of you, and that's the reason why you buy the mugs, feel as though you've got an attachment to what we do, and the feedback on the website's been great, whether it's not been negative, what it's either been positive or constructive. And we want to thank people for that as well. So in general, thank you for spending the time with us and watching us go through these processes and backing us to your friends, and long may that continue. What was SoccerEx saying?
It was a bit mad. I'd never been to SoccerEx before. I mean, for those who don't know what it is, it's a convention around basically football stroke soccer industry around the world.
It's the business of football, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very much business of football. So it's a lot of it was really sort of focused to if you're a football club, basically. So you'd have people there who had certain types of floodlights. You had people there who had various sorts of training aids and that sort of thing. Sean and John and myself all had to go against a robot goalkeeper. John put his top bin. Sean's was saved. I put mine over the bar. But I also I kind of cheated. I did a second one and did an Aldo on it. And,
really?
And apparently it did the camera, and the camera didn't know what to do. But also the woman was messing about in the back of the goal as well, and it went in anyway. I'm taking it as a goal.
It's a goal, mate.
You know what I mean? The ref never said otherwise. And yeah, there was stuff like that. There was loads of mad stuff, to be honest. I mean, like there was a stall with wine on it, and we were like, well, what's this got to do with football? Why is that there? Yeah. So we went and had a look, of course. And it turns out that Andres Iniesta has a wine company.
Wow!
And he's producing absolutely loads of wine. All his family work in this company. And so we had a good chat with the fella. He was great. And we said, well, can we have a bit? And he was like, yeah, of course, which one would you like? And
What's Iniesta's wine like?
Well, John chose a white, and I never drink white, because I've got it in my head that white's horrible. You know what I mean? I've sort of got it, white's not for me, I'm a red man. But I tried this white, it was absolutely gorgeous, it was lovely, honestly, really smooth, really nice. And we were like, well, this is the best bit, where can we get it from? You know, is this going to be in Bargain Booze or what? And the fella was like, well, we haven't actually sorted out any kind of UK distribution yet. And it was like, okay,
so are we getting into wine?
why are you there?
Are we going to get into wine?
I don't know.
You should have said, we've got mugs, lad.
Yeah, get Gutman onto it or something, see if we can get it in his bar. But yeah, who knew? Iniesta's got a wine company. What else was there? Yeah, there's various bits and bobs like that. It was all very much, like we say, around the actual business of football. Gerard Houllier was there. He talked about him and Les Reed and Gilberto Silva, who's some kind of director at Panathinaikos now, and another fella whose name slips my mind now. They talked about academies and bringing kids through. That was quite interesting. It was almost, they were talking about how there's almost been a shift with a lot of academies now of thinking about, you know, getting kids through to play in the first team, to just getting kids through to sell. And for it to be in a money maker for the football club. And they were talking, Houllier was explaining about how, you know, players can get sold on 4 or 5 times through their career, and every time that happens, a bit of money's always coming back to
So
that.
it's like residuals almost. Yeah.
And he said that's absolutely crucial to some of the smaller clubs. So that was genuinely interesting, that bit. So yeah, it was worthwhile. It was a bit mad. Kind of felt like we shouldn't be there.
No, that's why I like us going, to be honest with you. John went last year and I didn't get to go, and I was a bit like, but I like the idea that we've got a bit of a presence there, because it's almost like, it's a bit like being undercover. Did you feel a bit undercover?
Ballaghay was there, and like, you know, we did a show once upon a time back in the day in Ireland, in Bray, with Gil and Ballaghay. And so he was there, so we had a little chat with him, led on. He was all right. He was very, you know, he was like looking at us because we had the pints on, and he was like, well, enjoy your pints, lads.
On brand there, boys. On brand. Okay. So there's not a ton of Liverpool news really coming out today. It's all very much composing ourselves. It wouldn't surprise me if the players have actually got a day off today and then pushing forward with Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to work on what Liverpool are going to do on Saturday morning. However, mentions Unwrapped, that'll be out on Thursday, talking about the Klopp interview. I'll be recording that one tomorrow. You're doing a pro view with Neil Mellor?
I am, yeah. Neil Mellor and David Thompson this week. And we're going to have a chat about team spirit, how important that is to, you know, to the team producing the goods. What it's like maybe when it's not so good, that kind of thing. Because, you know, as ever, it's always interesting to speak to lads who've actually played the game, who've been in the dressing rooms. That's the idea behind ProView. So yeah, we'll be getting into that in the morning.
And that'll be out tomorrow at about 4 p.m. And today, about around when you see this, the review show should already be out. Really good, actually, about Hull, Liverpool versus Hull. A few little interesting things they're getting into. Slightly superseded by actually Klopp coming on Monday Night Football, but then that in of itself is quite interesting that at least we're making the same noises. And then also we'll have Coach Home, which we haven't recorded yet. Normally we're on top of that, but we haven't recorded it yet. We had a little bit of a delay yesterday because John was at SoccerEx, and we're going to have a look at, I think it's going to be Bournemouth and Southampton, but we will confirm that'll be out for you this evening. That's all you need on the player. In the meantime, there's the free show. Whether you subscribe or not, if you could share that for us, that'd be absolutely marvellous. But you're doing a great job. We can ask no more of you. It's not our 100,000, it's everyone's 100,000. See you in a bit.
Snapchat, the Anfield rap, one word.